MMA Boxing Talk here. I just wanted to put out a preview video for Canelo versus Golovkin. It's only 18 days away. I'm going to give an early prediction as well, but I'm also going to make my official prediction probably after the weigh-ins. But yeah, 18 days away. It's so close. This is such a big fight in boxing. I know Mayweather McGregor was just last weekend, and that's going to good chance he'll break the pay-per-view record. But this is the biggest fight in boxing. These are, two of the best fighters in boxing. I mean, there's definitely some guys who are higher in the pound-for-pound rankings, especially over Canelo. But both guys have solid resumes. Both guys have tremendous power. And, this is a fight that Triple G has wanted for a very long time. Because Canelo, he has that star power. When you take away Pacquiao and Mayweather, he's the biggest pay-per-view draw in boxing. It's just the way it is. And Canelo, he has something that Golovkin wants. He has if Golovkin, Triple G, if he can get past Canelo, he's going to gain his star power, and that's what he's been looking for because he has the belts. Well, he's missing one, but Billy Joe Saunders, that's irrelevant. We know he's never going to fight Triple G. Um, Golovkin, he has the belts. He's got the success. He was on that 23 fight KO streak. I mean, 23 in a row. 23 knockouts in a row as a champion. Mike Tyson never even did that coming up. Mike Tyson never had 23 knockouts in a row. So it's phenomenal. It really is. Obviously, against Danny Jacobs, he didn't get the knockout. Jacobs really was fighting more not to lose. It's tough to knock a guy out who's fighting not to lose. He's not fighting to fight. He's fighting just to survive, basically. It was a good fight, don't get me wrong. Jacobs also weighed in way more than he should have, and he wasn't eligible to win the IBF title. He came in as a cruiserweight, so it is what it is. But this fight here is such a good matchup. I truly believe that this fight will live up to the hype. You got both guys who are not the biggest fighters. I mean, they're Golovkin's like a decent size for middleweight, but he's not the biggest middleweight of all time or nothing. Canelo is, an average middleweight size. Both guys like to come forward with power. I know Canelo, he's more of a counterpuncher, but Canelo, he doesn't have great footwork. He's very slow. I remember when I first got into boxing, it was the concrete feet. Concrete feet is what they kept saying, and I think that's going to hurt Canelo in this fight because if he gets in trouble, and there's a good chance, Golovkin's going to tag him and hurt him, get him stunned. I don't think Canelo has he doesn't have the footwork to get out of trouble, And Triple G is so amazing at cutting off the ring. So if he does get Canelo into some problems, he's gonna cut him off. There's gonna be nowhere for Canelo to go. But at the same time, Canelo has great power. He could hurt him. He definitely can hurt Triple G. And I know Triple G is known for having an amazing chin, which he does. But you never know. Canelo definitely has enough power to hurt Triple G. I think so. Doesn't mean he will hurt Triple G, but I just think it's possible. That's for sure. But what I love about this fight is both guys relatively the same size. Golovkin's a little bit taller. So Golovkin's 5'10", 5'10 and a half actually. Canelo's 5'9". So Triple G's he's an inch and a half taller. Reach is pretty well the same. Triple G has a 70-inch reach. Canelo has a 70.5-inch reach. Canelo's much younger. He's a lot younger. He's 27. Triple G's 35. And there's this thing in boxing where you could get old. You can literally, your prime could be over overnight, or you could literally age in a fight. You know what I mean? If he ends up taking a lot of damage, and halfway through this fight, Triple G could literally, his prime could be over during the fight. Like, that is possible, especially a fight like this. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility. Now, of course, Canelo, he turned pro at 15 years old. He suffered his first draw at 15, so who cares? He's 15. And his only loss is to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather drained him. He made him cut down to 152. Canelo was only 22. He was just a young pup. He should have never been fighting Floyd at that time. But I mean, hats off, he did it. He also got paid well. Golovkin, 37-0 with 33 KOs. It's funny, when Mike Tyson was 37-0, he had 33 KOs as well. Fun stat, so that's kind of interesting. Canelo, he's 49 1-1 with 34 KOs. So that's a 67% KO ratio for Canelo. Triple G, on the other hand, has an 89% KO ratio. Now, I think this fight, I'm picking Triple G to win this fight. I think he's going to get a late stoppage, a late TKO. I think it'll be in the 10th round. That's just what I'm feeling right now. I think that Triple G has a little more power, a little more snap on his punches. He's definitely a more well-rounded fighter. He might not be, I think Canelo, the only thing Canelo has over Triple G is his counterpunching. His counterpunching is phenomenal. But Golovkin, he cuts off the ring. He's got better footwork. I think he has better ring generalship. And I just think he's going to have a little bit more power, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little more experienced. So I think that's what's going to be, that's what's going to do it for Triple G. That's what's going to get him the win. But Canelo's the younger guy, so you never know. And I'm not putting it past Canelo that he can seriously hurt Golovkin. I don't know for sure if that'll happen, but it's definitely a possibility. So, but the problem is Triple G's been fighting middleweights, solid middleweights for the longest time. Canelo hasn't really fought. I mean, let's look at the guys he's fought. The last guy he fought was a super middleweight, but this is a washed-up bum coming to not a bum, but a washed-up fighter, a has-been, coming to get a paycheck in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And then before that, he fought Liam Smith, who was a 155-pound titleist. That's not a middleweight. But what's interesting, though, is this fight. This fight should have happened about 2 years ago, roughly. Because as soon as Canelo beat Miguel Cotto back in November of 2015, he was a middleweight champ at that point. So you go back roughly 2 years ago, Canelo had a belt in Triple G's division. Triple G at that time was still considered the man, or he was considered the man back then. And then, so when Canelo got that belt in November 2015, he should have fought him next, but he didn't. And it's tough to blame Canelo. He was 24 years old at the time, or 25. And Oscar, he didn't want to lose his golden boy to an absolute savage. He wanted to wait, let Canelo mature a little more. Now, the time is right. But I'm glad they made the fight. I'm glad the fight did get made. I didn't think it was going to happen at one point because Canelo gave up his belt to avoid Triple G, so I really didn't think they'd ever fight. But the money's there, and Canelo, before he started avoiding Triple G, he was known for fighting the best of the best of the best, and then that kind of changed when Triple G came around. But at least he's fighting him now, and it's going to be a sensational fight. I just hope Triple G doesn't age overnight. That's my only concern. But this is such a fight that's worth buying. I just wanted to make a little preview, early prediction video, especially a lot for some of my MMA fans who might not know about these guys a whole lot, but everyone's hearing about them. Even the MMA fans are hearing about this fight because it is a mainstream fight, and I just can't wait. It will not disappoint. It just won't. Their styles, Canelo style, Triple G style, when they get into the ring, it will not disappoint. I can almost guarantee it. Even if it goes the distance, which I don't think it will not disappoint. That's it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MABoxingTalk1. Peace.